And what I can pledge to you is that I'm going to be willing to listen, and so are Ernie and Sue. And that's going to be a change for those of you who've tried to influence development and tried to influence parks and tried to influence this city and gone before the council. Most of the time it seems as though you get your 5 minutes and then it's next case, move on. So we're not going to do that. In fact, we're going to start before the election, and I'm working right now on trying to have a forum where people can come, anybody in the public, say hello to us, know who we are, and ask questions or give us your 2 cents worth, and that's going to be something that we hope to continue. I have a few things I think I can contribute. One is that I have a record of having administered a large government program. It was one designed for children with disabilities, and we helped. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. It was a real crusade, as this is, because when we started, most children could be excluded from the schools. And over a period of years, I worked on, with the Congress and in both Republican and Democratic administrations, to get a law passed in which every handicapped child would be guaranteed the opportunity for education. We have that now in the United States. We were one of the first countries in the world to have it. After that, I had the chance to run a large complex of nonprofit agencies called the National Center for Disability Services in New York. And that started with preschoolers and infants, and went through school-age children, and went to adults, and went to job training. And my wife, Peggy, who I want to show out over here, if you see someone else wearing a shirt like this, you know it. There's Peggy holding up her hands. Peggy helped with that. She was one of the first job coaches in the United States. And a job coach is a person who goes on the job with a person with a disability and stays with them until they know how to do the job and until the employer is satisfied. And that made a great change in the number of people with disabilities that could be employed. In that, I actually had programs that were much larger than the city of Venice, and more employees, more money, more budgeting, more responsibility. And so I'm not at all awed by the fact that Venice is a wonderful community. It has a strong staff. It has many lovely features. We want to keep them. And it says here on my shirt something very similar to what Ernie has. It says, "Save the Venice we love." That's the code word for us. That's what we want to do. Now, I think the present City Council has not done a good job of planning. They have tended to leave people out. They have gone down blind alleys with the golf course and with the airport and with the tall buildings. And actually, Council Member John Moore said it best the other day. He said to them, "You should not approve these 80-foot buildings because we have not done our job." And they haven't. Now, the others didn't want to hear that, but John was right. And eventually, I think probably a good deal because of this campaign and because people like you got out and went down to City Hall, they decided, well, we'll put this off till after the election. Well, I can tell you, if this election works out the way you want it to, because you wouldn't be here otherwise, there will not be 80-foot buildings on Tampa and Miami. So thank you very much. We'll look forward to seeing you at the forums, and I would like to pass it along. Thank you, Rita.